Story time. I got a new riddle. And we're reading Thomas the Train. Woo! Yeah. Thomas the Train.
It's the story. See, Thomas and the big bridge. Let's see, that's where our story begins here. Everybody else can see.
Hopefully.
It was a special day
I
for
gotta
the
show the
railway.
picture when you're done.
We are here to launch the new rail line through the mountains of Sodor, Sir Topham Hatt announced. Today we opened the big bridge. What wonderful news, everyone cheered. The mountains were beautiful. The people of Sodor couldn't wait to visit them.
Woohoo!
Everyone wanted to see the big bridge. It had towers so high the tops touched the sky, and the valley beneath was so deep that when you were on the big bridge you could barely see the ground. Thomas is excited about the new rail line. This really is a special day, he said happily. Then Henry chugged up to Thomas. The big engine frowned. I don't want to go to the mountains, Henry said nervously. It's windy up there, very windy. Or very windy, correction. Yeah, very windy. Henry didn't like the wind. Henry didn't like rain or snow or hail either. You're a big engine, Henry, Thomas said. You shouldn't be afraid of a little wind. But Henry was afraid, and that made Thomas a bit afraid too.
We want to show the pictures. Take the picture. Okay. Next page. Every time you turn a page, you're going to show the pictures.
Gordon, Henry, Thomas, hitch up your coaches, called Sir Topham Hatt. It's time for your first trip to the mountains. Percy and James were glad they didn't have to go to the mountains. They were afraid to cross the big bridge too. There's something to be afraid of, Thomas insisted in a voice loud enough for Percy and James to hear. It will be easy to cross the big bridge.
Gotta show the picture.
I'm going to read it first, or then show the picture, or show them the picture first?
Show the picture.
Okay.
Show the picture. Yeah, show the picture. Look at it! Look at it! I said, look at it! Does anyone know what that's from? SpongeBob and Patrick. When that episode is, do you see the ugly?
I am the ugly.
I smell the smell of the odor.
Thomas and Henry chugged to the platform. Gordon, the express engine, was already there. His coaches were full of passengers. Annie and Clarabelle were soon hitched behind Thomas. Hurry, they called. All aboard, cried the conductor. Sir Topham Hatt turned to the crowd and waved his hat one last time. Toot, toot, Gordon whistled. Follow me. In a burst of steam, the big blue engine was off.
Big blue. Big blue.
Hope you guys can see that appropriately.
Smell it though.
Like that, soon the trains were rolling through the countryside in a long line. Gordon took the lead. Behind him chugged Henry. Then, because he was the smallest, came Thomas. All along the way, people came out of their houses and cheered when they saw the trains go by.
I thought Percy was the smallest train. That's what I was wrong.
Well, I guess in this one, Thomas is the smallest engine.
Not fair.
You guys go for the next picture.
If you want more videos like this, thumbs it up, and if this gets 200 thumbs up, so hit the thumbs up button 200 times, each subscriber, we'll do more story time. If not...
About at least 200 subscribers, please hit the thumbs up button at least once. If you hit it 200 times like that, all it's going to count for is still just one thumbs up. It's going to be very confusing.
Yes, if each subscriber hits the button.
Well, if every one of your subscribers on there, if they were actually decent and actually supported the channel like that, and they each did it like that, you would have about 900 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, so one more story time. Do that.
At the foot of the mountain,
Please.
Henry slowed to a crawl. These mountains are much too high, he moaned. I can't go, I'm afraid of heights. Don't be silly, said Thomas bravely. I'll be right here behind you. But Henry didn't budge. He was very nervous, and that made Thomas nervous too. Come on, Thomas gently pushed Henry. We have to go. The brand new tracks were smooth and shiny, but Henry barely moved along them. The truth was, Henry didn't want to reach the top of the mountain because then he'd have to cross the big, big bridge. If Percy, James, and Henry are all afraid, thought Thomas, maybe I should be frightened too.
Good shit. Gordon should do it.
The tracks grew steep as Thomas and Henry puffed up to the mountain. They could barely keep up with Gordon. The big blue engine rushed ahead. Gordon was a strong engine. The steep tracks didn't tire him at all. Wait for us, Henry called, but Gordon climbed higher and higher until he was out of sight. I don't think I can make it, Henry groaned, his steam giving out at last. This mountain is too steep. Keep going, Thomas urged. We can't let a little mountain stop us. But Thomas was having trouble chugging up the steep mountain too, and he was beginning to worry about crossing the big, big bridge.
Oh, it's scary. You guys crossed that bridge and let me know how to get there. Thank you, feet.
Screw one foot like that. I mean, it's not as bad as it was. Finally, Thomas and Henry arrived at the top of the mountain. There it was, the big, big bridge, and it was high. It was windy up there, too. Very windy. I won't go, Henry declared. But we have to cross, Thomas said bravely. Our passengers want to see the mountains on the other side. Hurry, hurry, Annie and Clarabelle cried. The coaches were so excited that Thomas had trouble keeping them in line. Thomas searched the tracks ahead. Gordon was nowhere to be seen. He had already crossed the bridge and rolled into the mountains beyond. Thomas and Henry were alone. I'll go first, Thomas said at last, and you can follow me, Henry. If the wind blows, close your eyes, Henry said. That way you won't see anything scary.
It's scary. If you don't think so, you go on a bridge and let me know how to do it. I don't know my feet. Which feet?
Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. Thomas began to cross the bridge. Thomas looked up. He could see cottony clouds touching the top of the bridge.
Click, clack, click, clack. Don't smoke crack.
Nervously, he looked down, but the bridge was so high he couldn't see the ground. A sudden gust of wind shook the bridge. This scared Thomas, and he closed his eyes so tightly that he couldn't see where he was going. Click, clack, click, clack, click, crash. Thomas came to a sudden stop. He opened one eye for a quick peek. Oh no, he cried. His wheels were off the track.
Click, clack, click, clack. You're so whack. Could you quack like a duck? Quack, quack, like a duck. Ooh, it's like the narrator's getting tired.
He kind of took it out of me.
No.
Are you all right, Thomas? Called Henry.
No.
I'm stuck, Thomas said glumly. I couldn't see where I was going, and my front wheels have jumped the track. Just then, Gordon returned. He frowned when he saw Thomas stuck in the middle of the bridge. Go find Harold, Gordon yelled to Henry, relieved. Henry backed down the mountain to find the helicopter. Thomas kept his eyes closed. He was too afraid to look, but inside his coaches, the passengers enjoyed the wonderful view. Finally, Thomas heard the whirl of rotors. Harold was here to rescue him. Slowly, Thomas opened his eyes.
Harold the helicopter.
He looked at the blue sky above and the green mountains all around. What a lovely view, he exclaimed. I was silly to shut my eyes. I almost missed everything. Hitch the rope to your buffer and hold on, Harold cried. In no time at all, Harold had lifted Thomas back onto the tracks. Thomas backed up to where Henry waited. Come on, Henry, said Thomas. The view is spectacular. I should never have been afraid. With that, Thomas turned and chugged happily across the big bridge. Henry watched in wonder. If he's not afraid, maybe I shouldn't be either, Henry decided. Slowly, the big green engine made his way across the bridge, too. Last page. Like that. And soon Thomas and Henry arrived at the station house. The mountains were really lovely. Everyone was happy to have seen them. But Thomas was the happiest one of all. He was proud that he had crossed the big bridge.
Yay! And the moral of the story is you can cross it when you want.
The moral of the story is real courage comes from within.
Let's see.
Story time.
Gotta unfix it, yeah. We're doing another story. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Don't say, look at you. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. You just have the big
we'll read this one. We'll read Winnie the Pooh's Why Take a Nap.
Why take a nap? I'm the opposite. I want to take a nap. All day.
This one's...
I'll have to show them my information. Winnie the Pooh 5-minute story time. Get them at Walmart. Yeah! Thumbs it up. This is a 2-for-1 video deal. Yeah!
On a sunny summer afternoon, all the friends of the 100-acre woods were gathered around Tigger. He was explaining how Tigger stripes were different from P stripes. Suddenly, Kanga called for Roo. It was time for his nap. Roo, are you coming inside? Roo shook his head. I'm listening to what Tigger has to say. It is very interesting. Hoo-hoo-hoo, Tigger was saying. I'm telling you, bees don't need stripes to fly. Less weight, more lightness, like that, they should take them off. Roo, Kanga insisted. Are you sure it's time? Roo grumbled. Same as yesterday, darling, Kanga said. What if I took a nap tonight after dinner when I go to bed? I will sleep very tight to catch up. Like this, Roo shut his eyes and made a funny face. Oh, Tigger. Ooh, Tigger shouted. Let me show you how to take a nap. Watch me. He threw his paws into the air, twisted his tail, and sailed through the window into Roo's bedroom. He landed on Roo's bed. I still don't understand why I should take a nap now, argued Roo. I am not tired, and I want to keep playing. Well, I could do with a little nap, commented Eeyore. But I don't mind if I can't sleep. I'm used to being tired.
Huh? Oh.
Kind of remind me of Eeyore there.
I like being tired.
So, everybody can see.
If you like Winnie the Pooh, thumbs it up. Did you wipe your butt today? Because I didn't.
But I don't want to take a nap, Roo said. Hello, called Tigger as he came back outside. Here I am. Look how bouncy I feel after a nap. Roo shook his head and pointed to the sky. Nobody sleeps during the day. The sun doesn't sleep. The sky doesn't sleep. The flowers and the bees don't.
Yes, they do.
Not during the day.
Oh.
They say no one sleeps during the day. Like that, the sun don't sleep, the sky don't sleep, the bees and the flowers don't sleep. Why should I?
Makes good sense.
Al cleared his throat before he spoke. Like my grandfather used to say, owls sleep during daytime. It is important to sleep in the daytime, dear Roo. You know, added Pooh, sometimes after looking for a honey tree, I am so tired that I forget to take a nap. But when I remember, I recall that a good nap is really nice. Then why don't you all go and take naps, Roo said, while I am the only one who has to sleep when everyone else plays. play, Rabbit cried, horrified. But I have to work. So do I, Tigger insisted. You, Rabbit laughed. Tigger, like you don't even know the meaning of that word. After summer comes fall. Winter is getting close. We will have to gather wood and repair windows. What am I doing here, wasting my time? There are so many important things to do. As Rabbit walked away, everyone remembered the important things they had to do. I must count my honey pots to make sure I have enough for the winter, Pooh said. If only my pots could count themselves, and I need to count my books to see if I need to write more, Al announced. Oh dear, Piglet said. I must have quite a bit of work, but I'm not sure what it is. What about you, Tigger?
I gotta show some pictures. Show the picture. I gotta fix the pillows too. So we don't do any more accidents.
Who, me? Tigger replied.
Woo.
Working is what Tiggers do best. Tigger picked up Brew and sent him flying like a ball into his mother's arms. If you asked me, which one no one did, of course, added Eeyore, I would reply that I have to build my house again since Tigger knocked it down. Have a good nap, little Roo, Pooh called as the friends all hurried to do their work. Inside, Kanga put Roo to bed. His little head sank into the soft pillow. Sweet dreams, darling, Kanga whispered. She had barely closed the door when Roo jumped out of bed. He went to his toy closet. There he picked up some toys, a teddy bear, a stuffed caterpillar, and a puppet.
Puppet and a muppet sat on a tuffet, eating her poop and pee.
Roo placed them in the bed. Now it's time for you to nap, he declared to the toys. Go to sleep. He sat on his bed next to his toys to watch him, but they would not fall to sleep. There is only one way to get them to nap, Roo said. I'll lie down next to them and pretend that I'm sleeping. When Kanga came back a short while later, Roo did not hear the door open. He and his toys were fast asleep. 2 hours later, Roo woke up from his nap. He felt great. Kanga had a delicious snack prepared for him, a bowl of hot chocolate, toast with honey, and orange juice. Like that. It's like having breakfast again, Roo exclaimed happily. When he was finished with his snack, Roo went outside to look for his friends.
Ta-da! We might be making our DIY gym, baby play gym. Stay tuned for that video.
Roo's friends were all done with their work. Even Rabbit was finished, so Roo decided to organize a big sack race. Piglet and Brew stood in the one big canvas bag, and Pooh and Tigger stood in another. The last one barely contained Eeyore. Well, I am a bit bulky, he mumbled to himself.
Just like me.
On Owl's signal, the teams moved forward as fast as they could. Rabbit sat on the sidelines wondering why just watching was making him tired. Roo and Piglet won the race. Wow, Roo cried. That was fun. All that racing makes my stomach hurt, Piglet whined. I can't bounce with this sack, Tigger said as he tried to catch his breath. That's not fair. Let's race again, Roo exclaimed. But none of Roo's friends were ready to get back on their feet. The competitors were too tired to start another race. Roo smiled at his friends. Next time you should take a nap. And that's the end of the story.
Yay! Woo!
We thank you for tuning in for
Two stories.
random story hour.
Yep. Thank you so much. Love you, subscribers, each and every one of you. And I will talk to you later. And stay tuned for another coming video. Bye. Bye.